Hello friends. I wanted to make a video re-explaining the look for the looker or look for the one who is looking meditation instruction, which a lot of people are familiar with from the Sam Harris Waking Up app. I've made a few videos previously explaining this meditation instruction, but unfortunately due to some terrible green screen work I look like a little bit of a tomato in some of them. So here we are a few years down the line, and I thought I'd start by explaining this is how you look for the looker. You just I'm joking. I first received these instructions when I was quite deep within the Buddhist Vajrayana context. Everyone around me who was receiving the instructions at the same time had been meditating for years, so we were all deeply embedded in understanding what it meant to look for the looker or look for the one who is looking. We weren't necessarily all able to make this instruction work for us, but we were at least a lot better off in understanding what we were trying to do, which is not the case for some of the unfortunate people who are just picking up the app and hearing this instruction maybe within their first week of meditating. I think it might be cathartic to know that even when I received these instructions, it wasn't that much clearer for me. I was receiving them from a Buddhist monk, and their English language proficiency wasn't that clear. So it didn't make a lot more sense. I just got the exact same phrases as you're hearing, but it remained equally cryptic. There was also sort of an assumption that it was making a difference for all of us, and the monk would sort of laugh and be like, but in not finding the looker, that is the finding. But I don't know if anything that transformative was happening for most of us. So the next thing that's really going to help you is to understand what's our primary confusion. Look for the looker or look for the one who is looking. What does it mean to look? Well, we don't mean to look as in see or identify something in our visual field. That's not what we're talking about. It's not somewhere we can see and identify. We can't be here and see them over there. So that's a big confusion. A lot of people get stuck in their meditation and they're kind of rolling their eyes back in the head, trying to see themselves. We're not trying to visually see them. To look, we more mean to find, but really to sense, to feel the one who is looking or the looker. Okay, so it's more about meditation. We're trying to hold in our awareness. Can we hold in our meditative, like it's meditation, right? Can we hold our meditative awareness the sense of the one who is looking? So who is the one that is looking? Or the looker? How is this never elaborated on? How can we find someone or something which we never know who the meditation teacher is talking about? Okay, so right away, this is where the context of more meditation really, really helps. And it's quite a big territory we're starting to approach here when we start talking about the sensation of the self. In the most accessible terms, this is the idea that there's who we take ourselves to be conventionally from day to day, but then we also have a higher self or a true self. We usually feel like there is an author in addition to our perceptions. So a real, substantial someone that is perceiving the sensations in our life. Like there is a looker in addition to looking, a hearer in addition to hearing, a thinker in addition to thinking, and so on. We presume the subject-object divide is not only a way of thinking about the world, but fatally also how we experience the world. Unfortunately, in a lot of these cases, the teacher is presuming you have this context. So for most people, that shouldn't seem controversial. It's intuitive that when we move through the world, we have a sense of duality. We feel like there is us and then the rest of the world, rather than just this wider context of consciousness or experiential awareness. So whether you use this meditation instruction or any of the other wonderful instructions out there, this is what all meditation is trying to get us to realize. That when we sit down with a calm mind and a concentrated mind, the widest context to who we experientially are is just conscious awareness. It doesn't belong to a someone. It's just empty awareness. When we feel like there is a self, in addition to conscious experience, as though that belongs to someone. Through meditation, this can be found to just be the sensation of being sort of disorientated, lost in thought, not knowing where we are, or conceptualizing our experience, thinking about it, labeling it in some way without us knowing. It can also just be because we've never thought about this. We always talk about the world dualistically, and we have concepts about responsibility, which all kind of intuit a sense of separation. So as I'm sort of alluding to here, the goal of this meditation instruction isn't actually to find the looker or to find the one who is looking, because that person doesn't exist. The instruction is more to sense or feel into that sensation until we recognize that it's also something that arises and falls away. And in noticing that, we can recognize our true self, the wider context of awareness. So you may start approaching this meditation instruction, and I have actually done this sort of work in the Buddhist context, by beginning to just contemplate what is the difference between my idea of my work and life and the actual experience of my work and life. What's the difference between the idea of a sound and hearing just the raw sensation of sound? And now we're in a much better frame of reference to start using this meditation instruction. So, your usual sense of self, is it over in the corner of my room here? Does it belong up in the corner of your room? Is it in your left hand? If you sit down in meditative stillness, you have a calm mind and a concentrated mind, where do you normally feel that sensation? It's possible to find that sensation and just watch it non-judgmentally. Eventually it's possible to recognize that all we're ever doing is lost, is being lost, or holding some sort of concept about what it's like to be us, or non-conceptually experiencing. Awareness. And the reason why you may be finding it hard is because the instruction is so confusing. You're actually stirring up your mind more. You're not recognizing anything which is already present or natural because you're trying to look for the one who is looking, and more conceptualizing your natural consciousness isn't going to help. It's that very, very subtle difference between being or the thing that we've so habituated and practiced in from how we frame life and normally experience life, of thinking about our experience and not really knowing that we're doing it. So when in doubt, your standard meditation practice, training the mind in concentration and calm, is going to go a long way. Let's just have a little go at it together. Find a nice posture, supported, comfortable. Firm's going to help make your mind nice and bright, but very relaxed in the body. Breathing nice and naturally, resting the mind. You don't need to apply a technique. It's already here. Sure, look for the looker. It's more like sense what already is. If there is a sense of self there for you, you can kind of Hold your attention on that and just see if it moves at all. Where is it really? If there's like some sort of contraction, can you release a little? Can you relax somewhere? Sometimes when we do that, we can just notice a change in that sense of self, and then it's a lot more free, just like a very, very quick moment where we realize we're not where we thought we were. Maybe because we get distracted and there's more clarity on the distraction or the other sensation, puts things in perspective. You're not trying to actively look. Too much of that can just stir up your thoughts. There is no meditator, there's just sensations. Okay. I hope that helped. Good luck. I believe in you. Hey, may we all come to know wonderful ways of being.